That says it's going.
There we go. So now we just kind of wait for a couple people to show up. I don't know if I'm actually going to get anyone. Didn't really post that I was going live. Just decided, hey, I haven't uploaded a video in 4 or 5 days, and it'll probably be another 4 or 5 before I can actually get one. So here we are. Adam, what am I up to? Well, just got back home from that, and figured I'd come out here and talk with you guys for a little bit and get ready to get back on the road. Zach Bailey, it goes well. I took a day and went out and had fun with the family. You know, I've had days where I just kind of sat around the house and didn't do anything. I've done that a few times in the last year. I've typically, when I come home and I do my resets, I'm just go, 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 go. And got done working on the Streetwalker last night, doing an oil change and a couple other things. Finished this project up last night. Well, it's far from done, but it made progress to where it was ready to go out and be tested and see what it could do. And I decided, you know what? Let's take the family. Let's go play. Let's have a good afternoon. I was gonna try and get back and hurry up and get on the road tonight, and I just, you know what? Nah. I'm going to get up early tomorrow morning, and I'm going to take off then. So, the trailer that you guys saw on the thumbnail to this is right behind the camera, hooked up to the Streetwalker, and it's ready to go. And I've already done part of the video for that trailer, as well as I'm working on a video for my second channel that this will be in, and that one will get uploaded tonight. And then the one with the trailer, like I've told you guys before, I'm shooting for around the 17 to 20 minute mark, and once I get to that point in video, I'll go ahead and throw it up and share my travels with you guys up to that point. Oh, can't hear me. Okay, let's see if we can move a little bit closer without losing too much of the picture. That needs tilted back just a hair. All right, can you hear me now? Is that better? Awesome. All right, so what I was saying is I have a trailer hooked up to the Streetwalker. It's right behind the camera right now. I've started the video on that one. It'll be uploaded whenever I get around the 17 to 20 minute mark for that video. I try and keep my videos around that point. It seems to be where I'm getting better interaction from you guys, and I'm getting more comments, more feedback. and I think that's just kind of where I need to keep this channel. Finished working on the Streetwalker yesterday, oil change, a couple of little projects, and finished up that project yesterday and took the family out to go play. That obviously will be on the other channel. That'll be uploaded this evening. Whole lot of you guys can't hear me. Got it. We solved that problem. And Austin, absolutely. And that's the thing. You know, I've been running so hard, and then I come home, and it's just project here, project this, project that. I needed just a time where we went out and we played. You know, my kids haven't gone actually out wheeling in the mud since they were, well, the youngest one hasn't, and the oldest one was maybe 2. So, you know, it's not something they've got to really experience, and they both had a blast. One got a little bit car sick. We were able to stop before there was an incident, and we just went and had a good time. And that's kind of what you need. Just like Austin said, you need to take time for family. And I've been so wrapped up in projects and hauling and projects and hauling and projects and hauling, which is great for YouTube, but I need to take some family time. So while I was going to hop in the Streetwalker tonight and take off down the road, you know, it's a little after 2 o'clock right now. By the time I wash this and I wash the Streetwalker and I get a shower and get her all packed up and ready to go, you know, we're 3:30, 4 o'clock. Nah, I'll just spend an evening at home with the family, take off first thing in the morning. Scotty, you start on Tuesday. Awesome. I'm assuming by that you mean your orientation. And would that be Pendleton or Wakarusa? Oh, I thought you had already started Daydream. So when is your start date? Daniel, what's going on, bud? How are you? You know, like I said earlier, you know, there was only a couple people in here, but, you know, I hadn't uploaded since Wednesday. Today's Sunday, and I'm probably not going to upload until Friday at the earliest. Maybe Thursday. Well, maybe. You know, I've already got a bit of info on that. So anyway, yeah, you know, we're looking Wednesday, Thursday at the earliest. I figured I'd hop on here and do a live for you guys, kind of say, you know, what's up, touch base, and whatnot. I'm getting way more emails, way more comments, way more DMs on Instagram. So I guess you guys are starting to, you know, take notice and actually ask questions. I answer most of the questions. Some of them either I don't have an answer for you because, well, perfect example. Should I get a 350 or a 450? I don't even know what I'm going to do for my next truck, so there's no way I can tell you what you should do. And then, you know, some of them, I'll be honest, I ignore. Like, why don't you idle your truck? Well, I've talked about that in 9 or 10 different videos. So, like I said before, if you can't put in the work to research this job and you just expect to get on the internet and have every question answered for you without you putting in any work yourself, this probably isn't the job for you, because it takes a certain level of personal drive. And if you can't be bothered to look at any of the multiple forums on Facebook, look at the several really good YouTube channels that are out there and constantly putting out content, and I'm not talking about me, like, the other channels. You know, High Mileage Helper does great stuff as far as taking care of your truck and breaks down load boards and dispatching and that whole process. And Weekend Truckin', who breaks down ways to be more cost effective. And then I'm just kind of all over the place. You know, I give out whatever I think might be valuable information that day. If if you guys can't put some level of personal drive in, then this isn't the job for you. Now, I've seen people who don't have it and they get something like this that's a wake-up call and they turn around and it's great. So don't take this as a screw you, go away. It's you've got to put some effort in, and you can't expect this whole thing to be handed to you or you won't survive. Part of this is helping you guys out. If you were to go out like I did and spend $100,000 on a truck plus getting it set up to haul campers, and then you fail because you didn't have a little bit of tough love and people just gave you every answer, and then you were confused when you hit the road, well, now what? You're still stuck with that truck payment, right? So sometimes people need a little tough love. That's what's wrong with today's kids. Anyway, back to the chat. Let's see. Daydream, you've done your online, in person in a couple weeks. Okay. Doing a notice where you drive a school bus. Awesome. Scotty's going to be in Wakarusa. That's great. Zach, I absolutely will do a video on that. The IFTAs, I can show you how to do it, but as far as whether you should expect to get a refund or expect to pay, that's going to vary so drastically. And actually, now that I think about it, every state is going to have you file your IFTA differently. Unfortunately, the only information I could give you is how Idaho does it. So, you know, I've talked to a couple other people who are in different states, and their process is different than my process because the state commissioner has a different method in place for doing it. So taxes, absolutely. IFTA, I don't know that I can really help you. And as I said in I think it was my last video or the one before, I am going to do a full breakdown because I finally have a full calendar year, so my 1099 full shows every single day for 2020. I'm going to do a full breakdown, but I have to wait for A, my 1099 to show up, and B, my wife to get her W-2 so we can send it off and file our taxes so that I can break down how it all pans out for you guys. Now, obviously, I'm not going to include her income in the part that I break down, but we do file joint, so I have to wait for all of that to happen. Daniel, thank you, good sir. I appreciate that. Adrian, how's the load board? I'll be honest, I haven't looked at the load board since Wednesday morning. At that point, Indiana wasn't looking good, but I'm being told that they're running a queue up there. So as hey, I want to load out of Indiana. I want to go, this direction. I want a bumper pull. I want a fifth wheel. I want a whatever. You tell the dispatcher you want. They put you in a queue, and whenever your number comes up, guy 1, guy 2, guy 3, whatever, then you get dispatched. And that's just something they're doing right now while the boards are thin. I'm hearing it should pick up end of this month, beginning of next, but anyone who does the job can tell you that's not a guarantee. The reload board is not bad. Like it's not heavy, but there's enough on there that I'm able to stay busy. I just chose to take some time off because I needed to do some work on the streetwalker. She was unhappy, very unhappy, and I wanted to work on this because, it's awesome. Snagged a super nice load but only going to Kentucky. So just a great rate per mile with a short amount of mileage. Is that what you're getting at? Is the worst of the winter over yet? Are you asking about weather, or are you asking about trailers, Paul? What do you consider an okay deadhead mileage wise? Obviously, each situation will be different. Just curious what you think is okay and not okay. Josh, what's okay and not okay realistically can change day by day. You know, I have had 50 yards of deadhead. I have had 2,000 miles of deadhead. It just depends on what your goal is. You know, like for me, there was when I did the 2,000 miles, there wasn't a whole lot on the reload board, and they were paying $1.80 a mile out of Indiana. And with where I had dropped, the nearest reload board load was 1,200 miles away. It just happened to be one of those times where there was nothing down where I was. I typically don't have that problem. And I just, you know, at that point, if I'm already 1,200, an extra 600 or whatever to go from $1.20, maybe $1.30 a mile to go to $1.80 a mile, for me that was worth it to go ahead and take that extra deadhead. And then there's times where I've just, you know what, I'm not dead. That's 200 miles. I'm not going that far. It really depends on are the load boards real heavy? Because when I said 200 miles was too far, we had probably 120, 130 loads on the reload board alone, and then like 300 or 400 on the main board. So at that point, I could be picky about my deadhead, you know, because I was still in the process of delivering the load I had, so I just waited, and then something better did end up popping up. Right now, as soon as I see something, I'm going to snag it because the boards are thin. MRAM, great content. Really appreciate all the info. Hoping to get into it in the next couple of weeks. Awesome. You know, like I said just a minute ago, MRAM, check out me. You can see High Mileage Helper in the chat as well. Great wealth of knowledge. And then Weekend Trucking. I haven't seen him hop in here and say hi, but another one. You know, and all three of us work for different companies, and we all approach the whole YouTube thing very differently. And personally, I feel that between the three of us, you really get a well balanced meal of information, if you will. Chris James, what's going on, bud? Okay. Yeah, I've had a couple of those where they're, you know, just really short, but the rate per mile is amazing. Weather. Paul, no, I think probably the end of this month or February is going to where it's going to get the worst, my guess. Then March it'll probably start tapering off. Timothy, I don't know anything about enterprise rentals other than they charge you 20 whatever cents per mile. Other than that, I really couldn't tell you. Personally, I'm not a fan of the enterprise thing. Like, I get it's great. You're not responsible for any maintenance. You're not responsible for tires. You're not responsible for anything. As far as financially, like you gotta pay. You have to get it done, but you're not paying for it. But you know, you're spending all this money. Well, perfect example. You know, if you're running hard, a lot of miles, you're going to be $2,000, $2,500 a month for that enterprise fee. That's a lot of money. I just don't see it. Me personally. Right on, Chris. Where are you headed? Um, yeah, there you go. And that's the thing. Like, I'll be honest with you guys. If I don't know something, I'll tell you. I've those of you who have emailed me, not all of you, but some of you, you've got. I don't know. I'm sorry. That's not something I have information on. I'm not gonna BS my way through something if I don't know. Now, I can be, and I have been wrong. I don't know everything, but my experience will tell me XYZ, which I will give that information to you if I have it. Let's see. Yeah, I'm only wanting to use it to keep earning the first year and help me get my credit in order for the better home until. Okay, that's see. And now, if you're using enterprise as a stepping stone, that's entirely different. I just, you know, every situation is. Oh wow, I got a lot more mud on me than I thought. Okay, so anyway, every situation's a little bit different. Yeah, if you're using it for that, then great, that makes sense. Yeah, Daydream. I hear they have a long list too, and then I hear guys going, "Oh, I just requested one today, and they're telling me I can come pick it up next week." So I don't know. Oh man, I can't believe I've been home for 5 days and haven't really, worked on the streetwalker a little bit, and I worked on this a little bit, and it's been good. I've kept busy, but not crazy. I've toyed. Really? I'm trying to YouTube down here. Have I named her? No, I'm toying around with a couple things. Um, After this little episode, wife said it should be called church because the whole time she was just screaming, "Jesus, Jesus, Jesus!" So maybe we'll call it church. I don't know. Timothy, I have not seen somebody convert a box truck to haul and tow. Because you'd have to put a rollback on it, which would potentially be difficult. Yeah, there you go, William. You know, that's kind of what I was getting at earlier. I bought this truck, drove it for a couple thousand miles, put it to work, and now instead of paying Enterprise 2,000, 2,500 every month, I'm paying the bank 1,000 a month, and I actually have something. Now, granted, going to be upside down in it very soon, but it's mine. Daydream. When do I plan on buying a new truck? I'm hoping to get another 300,000 out of the Streetwalker, at least. Please. I am not at an air show. However, there is a National Guard base not very far from me. There is the Boise Airport not very far from me. And just west of me, there are several companies that do skydiving. Buying a used truck for hauling RVs with Horizon. I've been hired. Is there any real difference you've seen between Ram and Ford? Never owned a diesel. Oh, The question guaranteed to hurt someone's feelings. Thanks for that, Brian. Um, Personal preference, I think Ford is a better uh, truck. I think the Cummins is a better motor. Absolutely, hands down. However, um, I believe Ford's transmission is better. Um, their whole front end suspension geometry has been proven by several people who do hot shot and RV transport to be a better front end. And if you get onto any of these forums, you're seeing, all sorts of DPF issues and CP4 issues. Now, granted, Ford runs the CP, I believe they run the CP4 as well, but for whatever reason, it is not happy with the Cummins, and it seems like it's failing far more often in the Cummins than in the Ford. That's just what I'm seeing on the forums online. So, whether or not that's true, I couldn't tell you. That's just what I'm seeing by logging into the interwebs and seeing what people are saying. Um, I don't know. Now, there are more Rams in this job because it's far cheaper to get into a Ram than it is to get into a Ford that's similarly optioned. Uh, so, is that why there's more Rams? Maybe. Is it because it's better? I'll give you a guarantee the engine is, but personally, I think that the things around the engine in the Ford are better. Um, I don't know. I can tell you, and again, this is my opinion, but I will never spend another penny on a Duramax, and I've been a Chevy guy my whole life. Let's see. Oh wow, I'm way behind. I just bought a used 17 Ram, 15,000 miles. I'm going to try and do a 2-year payoff so I can replace it if I want to. See, there you go. Don't do what I did. I went, oh, I'm in this job. I'm making all this money. I'm going to buy a bunch of things. I should have paid off the streetwalker. I'm an idiot. Have I done any trans or fluid filter changes? Yes, I had the dealership do one trans flush and filter replacement because it was under warranty, and then I did it once after the warranty had expired. So I am at 214 or 15,000 miles, and I'm on my third set of trans fluid. I did the second one at 173,000. So probably another 3 months, maybe 4, and I'll have to do the trans fluid again. I've also done the differentials twice, and I did the radiator once. I've done fuel filters many times, but that's normal. Getting close to paying mine off. I wish I was. I wish I was. I don't know if that's base or bass, but whatever. The whole I'm 22, Horizon won't hire me until 23, but Wave will hire you at 22. That's really weird because essentially it's the same company. The same guy owns both of them. We use the same app. We share loads. So that's really weird that you got that answer. Where am I going north? Always seem to be a few more Rams than Ford. Right, that's what I was saying. Like it seems like there's more Rams in this job. I don't know if that's because they're better or because they're cheaper. Because I can tell you, when I was looking to buy that, I swore I'd never own a Ford. My wife did that. That's her. I was going to buy a Ram, and to get a Ram that was similarly optioned to this, it was like $20,000 cheaper. I was able to talk them down on this, so I walked out at about the same price. That could have just been dealer markup, and I got them out of that, and that's why. I don't know. I know a guy's been doing RVs for 30 years. He wrote a book about it. It's called The Ultimate RV Trailer Delivery Guide by John Lacey. All right, cool. So there you go. There's a book out that'll teach you guys some more information if watching YouTube isn't your thing. Well, Gus, I'm not sure that would have anything to do with it. You know, he said that there's more Rams because they ran the same body style. Well, no, because the Ford work truck and the Ram have been together. Ford just did more generations, more drastic changes, but they still sold the truck. Um, oh, you know what it is? And this is just my guess, but the 6.0 and the 6.4 Ford were absolute trash, and everyone knows that. Sure, if you bulletproof them and do all that stuff, they're great engines, but out the box from the factory, they were not good. And I'll bet that is a huge part of why everyone has the Ram. And the 6.7 is proving to be a great workhorse, and that's why you're starting to see more Fords come around. But they still got to make up for that bad reputation and Ram having that major head start. My guess. That's my opinion on it. Well, Brian, like we just said earlier, while the CP4 is scary, Ford uses the same CP4 that Ram does. So I don't know why Fords don't seem to be having the same problem with it. I couldn't tell you. Really, Brian, 83K for the new Ram, they went up. When I was looking, oh, here you go. So I got my truck for 72 out the door, but I had a blown up Duramax, and as I'm sure you can imagine, the trade-in value on those isn't great, and I owed a lot, so that's why it was a $100,000 truck. I got them. It was stickered at 79 or 81 or something like that, and I got them down to 72 out the door. So tax tag, title, everything 72. But the Ram was starting at like 59.9 or something like that. Now maybe it was just that dealership had one they were trying to push off, but this was a Laramie Longhorn, like the same trim level as the Streetwalker, one step below top tier. And I was just blown away at how much cheaper they are. But now you're saying they're 83 for the new ones? Well, maybe that was just a fluke. That dealer had it going for that cheap, because that's a Platinum 450. I'm pretty sure it was 81, maybe 79. I don't know. We'll call it 80. So right about the same as the Ram. Live, Love, Live, Transport, whoever, thank you. That's my new play toy I just picked up, and we went out and thrashed on her today. Jeremy, do you get paid for tolls there and back? Yes, but I don't ever run east, so I don't have to deal with it. And so no, I do not have the Easy Pass in my truck, because I don't go east of Indiana. I'll hit a couple tolls in Oklahoma, but they're easy enough to get around. Or I'll hit one toll in Illinois. I think it's $2. But yes, Horizon does reimburse for tolls on most loads. Every once in a while, you'll find one that does not reimburse tolls, and that's typically off of the reload board. If they're coming from the factory, your tolls are covered. Uh, Timothy, what's the most common haul and tow setup you see? We pull from different yards, um, typically, so it's not very often that I see a haul and tow or a flatbed driver. I think I've seen 3, like aside from just passing on the road. I think I've seen 3 guys in person, and 2 of them were Rams. One was a Ford, and then no, most of them seem to be Rams. Yeah. Okay, so that makes sense. The injector tolerances are the difference, and that's why Ford is having better luck with the CP4. I could see that. Well, see, there you go. And then Daydream. Oh, that was a 17, so that's why it was okay. So 17 and 20, there's going to be a little bit of a price difference. That makes sense. Headed up to Middlebury from East Tennessee for orientation. There you go, Brian. Get out there, get that money, run hard, and put some cash away. And that's just a cheap beater rig I picked up for a couple grand. I was going to put that money into another project, and I saw that, and I had a squirrel moment, and I bought it instead of finishing my other project. That makes sense, right? You got a project that you're getting close to done on. You know, it's only got a couple steps left, right? Let's just start another one instead of finishing the one you have. Yes. That's the limited here in Carson City, maybe cheaper in Idaho. Okay. How does IFTA work for RV pulling? Um, it works the same as it does for everyone else. You keep track of your miles, you keep track of the fuel you purchase, and then every quarter you get onto whatever system your specific state has, and you put, I drove this many miles in this state throughout these 3 months, and I bought this many gallons of diesel in this state. And then they figure out whether you get a credit from that state or you owe, and you do that for every state you drove in. And then at the end, you either pay or you owe, or you either pay or you get paid, and it just depends on how all that works, how you ran. You know, I've had months where I've owed, I've had months where I've got a refund. It's back and forth. I'm sorry, quarters, not months. Yeah, Brian. You know, I love the square bodies too, and that was the thing. Like, I saw this and it had every single option I wanted, and I went, I'm just gonna jump on it. It makes more sense than finishing my project that I started almost a year ago. Yeah. Um, yes, Chris, I did hear that Ram went away from the CP4. They stepped back down to the 3 for the 21s. So that's good. I'm looking for a sliding fifth wheel. Any ideas for good used equipment? Dan's Hitch in Indiana. Other than that, I couldn't tell you. Um, yeah. Dan's has a bunch of stuff on Facebook Marketplace in your area. I've seen a lot of people who subscribe to my channel who have gone on Facebook and picked up a hitch for cheap. The issue there is you don't know if someone's offloading their crap or they're just getting rid of a hitch. Whereas Dan's make sure that what they're selling is good. Horizon getting busy again. I had to de-lease after head injury on motorcycle. Oof. All right, Daniel, be good. I'll see you when I see you, man. That's rough, Chris. Horizon is not getting busy, but they are hiring more drivers, which makes perfect sense. Sorry about your accident, man. That's not something that I'm looking forward to. I know my time's going to come, and I just hope it's not too bad when it does. Oh man, it is cold out here. All right, guys, I'm going to be wrapping this one up here pretty soon. A little bit shorter than normal, but I have to wash that, and I have to wash the street walker, and it is chilly. It's really chilly. Chris, that is a great attitude to have. And you're exactly right. Oh, excuse me. Oh, man. I just bought a Ram 20K fifth wheel hitch with puck systems and slides for short beds, even though long bed. See, there you go. You can get those deals. They're there. They pop up every so often. I end up paying to get my truck washed. Yeah, it's tempting, but I figure since I'm going to have the pressure washer out to get this, I may not hand wash her because I did that last time, but at least hose her off. She got a little bit of road grime on her. Yeah, Brian, that's not a bad it's not a bad idea. Oh yeah, I get you, Chris. I mean, we were supposed to have a high of 38 today. So it's somewhere between 38 and 27. So says the weatherman. I have not delivered to Casper, Wyoming, but I have driven through Casper, Wyoming. No, there you go. Grease the cardan joint on the front drive shaft of Rams or they explode. There you go. Keep an eye on that. Oh. All right, guys. It is way cold, and I still have to get out the pressure washer and clean off these trucks. So, I'm going to end this one here. For those of you who are interested in this thing, tonight I will be editing the video from when we went out and made all this mess. So that'll be going up on my other channel. And like I said at the beginning of this video, I have started the video for the trailer that's right behind the camera, and we'll get that one uploaded in the next few days. As soon as I get up to somewhere around 20 minutes of video, I'll go ahead and finish editing that one, add music to it if needed, and get it uploaded. So, Troy, what is my other channel? This is my other channel. There you go. Yeah, what Brian said. So there you go. That'll be thrown up tonight. It wasn't a great video. We wound up cutting our trip short, so I didn't get all the footage I wanted. But it's something. So anyway, there's also a little nugget about the streetwalker in there. We'll see if you guys pick up on that. Not something I'm going to discuss on this channel, and for those of you that see it, you'll know why. Anyway, that's going to do it for this one. As always, those of you out on the roads, I wish you fair winds and following seas. Take care, and have a great day.